subject when you get there, because safety is huge, but also there's a level of identity and security and privacy that you need to maintain somehow. So it's a very touchy subject, and
so they couldn't get into the concert without facial recognition.
No, they were you could go in. No problem. They actually had cameras, strategically placed throughout, and they were scanning the audience as you were there enjoying the show. They were, like sweeping, and doing stuff like that. Apparently, I never saw it happen, but there was a bunch of people since we were there, and when we were talking about what we do, they were like, well, "What do you think about this?" It was the first year they had done it, and if it means that nobody gets hurt, that's a pro in my book. But there's an interesting it's an interesting concept there that you need to discuss, and be aware of.
Yeah, I can see both sides to that argument. My only thing is, like, the people that are very much anti, I'm like, okay, do you have a Facebook? Do you have a Twitter? Have you bought anything online in the last 20 to 30 years?
Yeah, exactly.
They have your information already. Like, no, I'm not even joking. It's like if you have an email address.
It's the tinfoil hat group. Do you keep your money in your mattress, or do you actually trust the bank?
I'll use that exact argument. Just like, well, unless you keep your money in your mattress and you have like a bank account, then they have access to your information. Nothing is really secluded or secret anymore.
Right. So it's just finding a level you're comfortable.
Precisely.
Being a person in an electronic environment.
Right. It's like regulating what information you give people and what, I guess, vectors of the internet that you leave yourself exposed to. Right. That's more or less the issue. It's not an normal issue of, well, they shouldn't have access to any of my stuff. It's like, well, they already do, bro. So unless you're going to move out into the woods and go off the grid,
right,
they're kind of already part of the matrix. I hate using that.
If you have a Gmail account, you've agreed and accepted to certain terms. If you have an iPhone, and you have iOS, you've agreed to certain, terms and agreement of sharing information. It's that fine print that everybody just kind of goes, no, yeah.
They scroll through, they do exactly that. They forget that they all agree prior to
I'm guilty of it too. I'm like, I just get my phones to start, please. You just agree for the update and go. But a lot of that stuff in there is you're saying okay, and you just need to realize that you're saying okay to whatever it is they're doing.
Exactly.
So that's all I have to say about that.
It's all your fault, Ghostery. Are you gonna save the day or what?
That's the goal. It's a long day though.
All right, folks. Thank you so much for joining us again, Pete. Thank you for coming out, hanging out.
Absolutely.
You're watching Eclectica. By the request of Black Krystel, you can watch the full episodes for the next 3 days on Twitch from now on. And of course, we'll always have clips of the shows on YouTube. So now you have another way of checking us out and see what we do.
Excellent.
And I guess the big thing now is let's find out if our boy is still alive on The Walking Dead.
Stop. Man, you know what? If we ever do find out, it won't be until probably close to the end of the season. I have my doubts. Unfortunately, Dean can't be with us today.
Stop.
But
Stop.
no, well, we'll see. We'll see. There's a way for him to get out of that. I got my doubts.
I want to hear it,
Well, you know what? The angle that they shot was so, like, it did look a little funny. So I'm thinking it's not his guts. And if he...
Krystel, you're doing earmuffs, but you should have been on this. Like, you were one of the ones... You were leading the charge when it came to, well, they need to give us something new.
Right.
They need to stop giving us the same old thing. You have no excuse, miss.
Yeah, you really don't.
No excuse.
She went in. I mean, to the point she was writing, like, hippie songs about it. It was crazy.
I was though.
What episode she had, like, before we started the show, she had a guitar singing, crying, I need something more.
Oh, bro, you demanded something drastic, and drastic is what they delivered. And you're going to say, oh, I didn't see it? Silence? Absolutely not.
I don't want to be a part of it. Don't remind me.
All right, guys, it's time to run. We literally have, 60 seconds before the new episode of The Walking Dead. Let's enjoy. And again, Eclectica, next week we'll go in, as we always do. See you next week.
Late.